The rain had come and had stayed for over 3 weeks. In dog years, 3 weeks felt like 3 years to Farley and Lucy. Tucked beneath the blankets of the upstairs bed, the 2 pups drifted in and out of slumber to the sound of the falling raindrops. As the sound of rain began to fade, Farley slowly opened his eyes. Heaving out a tired sigh, he glanced over to Lucy, still fast asleep. "Do you smell that, Lucy?" "It smells like rain to me." No! It smells like socks!" Lucy, sniffing the air once more in disbelief, suddenly could smell it too. Socks! They both sat up straight in bed. The rain had finally stopped. The sun was peeking through the tall trees that surrounded their house, and the smell of socks was in the air. This could only mean one thing: shoes. And of course, shoes meant the possibility of going outside for a walk. Puppies! Farley and Lucy could hear their names being called. They quickly jumped off the bed and raced down the stairs into the living room. Patiently they waited at the front door when the jingling of keys signaled it was time, at long last, to leave the confines of home and go for a walk. Into the car the 2 pups bounced as the engine started and the world outside began to move by. As the car came to a stop, the door opened and both pups jumped down onto the cold, wet ground. "It's the forest!" they barked. One of their favorite spots and one they hadn't seen since the rain came. "It's changed so much!" Farley barked excitedly. "There's so many new smells! Where do we even begin?" Lucy spotted a tree that had fallen just off the path ahead of them. Running up to it with Farley close behind, she felt the slippery mud beneath her paws, and before she could react, the mud took her down, down, down. Farley barked behind her, "Lucy, look out!" It was too late. Lucy suddenly found herself stuck in the mud at the bottom of a small ravine, while Farley worriedly jumped and hopped around the ground above her. Unsure of how or where to go, and with most of her furry body covered in mud, Lucy shook herself off and began to search for a path that would take her back up the trail to Farley. Sniffing around, she found a small patch of clover that led way to an opening. "Hooray!" Lucy exclaimed. "I'm not stuck after all!" Suddenly, a very loud thrashing was heard from the tall ferns behind her, startling Lucy to a jump. "What's that?" A yellow feather, then a wing, then a beak. Lucy watched as a tiny little duckling came out from beneath the brush. "Can you help me, please, Miss Puppy?" the duckling pleaded. "I'm so very lost and so very scared." "You can stay with me if you'd like. I have a brother with a magnificent sniffer. He can find his way anywhere, to anything." Just then, Farley came hopping through the tall ferns, barking out loud. "Wow, that was quite a fall you took. Are you okay? Who's this?" he said, motioning at the duckling. "This is our new friend, and they seem to be lost," Lucy said. "Lucky for you, I can find anything if you tell me what we're looking for," Farley boasted. The duckling shook its tail feathers and quacked. "The pond. My family is there, and I'm sure they're worried." "Fear not, little feathered friend. I know what a pond smells like. Follow me." And with that, Farley took off down the path, with Lucy and the duckling close behind. The giant sequoia redwoods swayed with the breeze, and droplets of water fell from the branches onto the new friends as they weaved through the forest path. Thunder cracked from the distance, and Lucy shook in fear. Next to riding in the car, thunder scared her the most. They didn't have much time before the rain came again. The damp green ferns brushed against the three friends as they followed Farley's wagging tail. "Ouch!" Farley yelped as he tripped forward. A new voice yelled back to him, "Watch where you're going, dog!" The three friends all looked down to find a turtle right beneath Farley's front feet. "I didn't see you hiding there," he barked. "Well, next time maybe you should look where you're going before you come stomping onto someone's house," Turtle snapped back. "Please forgive us, Turtle," Lucy softly said. "You see, our friend is lost and we're trying to help them find the pond." Turtle looked at the duckling who was hiding behind Lucy's tail. "Oh, I see. I was young once. Wandered too far from home and couldn't find my family for days. Just when I thought all hope was lost, a big feathered duck who looked a lot like you," he said, motioning to the duckling, "heard my cries and came to my rescue. I'll never forget the kindness I was shown that day, and I made a promise if I ever came upon a stranger in need, I would show them that same kindness." "Oh, please, Turtle, do you know the way to the pond? A storm is coming and we're all getting so scared," Duckling squeaked. "It just so happens I'm on my way there right now to meet an old friend," Turtle said. Lucy and Farley jumped in excitement. "Hooray!" they barked. "You might want to climb aboard my house. It gets slippery up ahead," Turtle said while looking at the duckling. Lucy and Farley heaved a sigh of relief as the old turtle waddled in front of them, making its way toward the sounds of the water. As the foursome continued their trek through the ferns and tall grass of the forest, Lucy and Farley could see they were approaching a break in the path where the ground quickly sloped downwards. "We're almost there," Turtle yelled back to the pups. "This is where you'll have to stop unless you want to go for a swim with us." Duckling hopped off Turtle's back and waddled up to the pups who stood close by. "I'll never forget you. If you ever find the pond again, please come say hello. You're my friends now." Lucy and Farley gave the duckling a loving nudge. "Go, little one. Your family is waiting. We promise we'll see you again." The duckling climbed onto Turtle's back, and with one quick push into the mud they were gone, and a splash could be heard in the distance. "Puppies, time to go." Farley and Lucy turned as they heard their names being called. They ran down the path just as the first droplets of rain fell through the trees, hitting the tops of their head. "Hurry or we'll get soaked," Farley barked. Without realizing it, the trail had brought the pups to an opening, and there, directly ahead, they saw the pond. The sound of happy quacking was heard, and Lucy barked, "Look, it's our friends!" The little duckling was seen swimming happily with its family, and close by on a rock, perched just above the water, was the turtle. As the rain once again began to fall outside, so the pups returned to the warmth of their bed, where their slumber brought back to life the memories of their forest adventures and new friends made.